Everyone, you're welcome back. So let's quickly learn how to import image into our web page. So we'll come to this menu, come to workspace. We are going inside the folder now that we have created. So open this coding with Brainbell. Now this is the folder that we are working with now. This is the coding with Brainbell folder that we're working with now. So you click on this plus sign and you click on import file to import our image. So now to locate where your image is being saved, yeah, let's choose this one. You can choose as many as you want. Okay, so our image is being imported. Now you have to rename it to the name that you'll be able to remember in your code, so that you will not be looking for which name your picture is being saved with. So let's name it logo 1, and don't forget the extension. This one is in PNG format. You may have JPG, you may have JPEG, you may have any other format, but don't forget the format that your photo is being saved, and don't forget the name. So here you click on my source code.html. Okay, now to import our image, we will bring our image tag. So the image tag is also an empty tag, but it has attributes. Okay, you can see I can easily bring any tag that I need from here, but I'm just typing it so that we can learn to type it by ourselves in case we may not come across a software or an application that have this kind of extension that is being embedded in it. So our image tag, you use img, close it back. You can see that it is an empty tag. So now inside this image tag, now give it a space, then you will now have to type in the attribute. So the attribute of the image tag is src, which means source. Okay, src, which means source. So you introduce this equal to and quotation mark. Now this is where you now type what you want your browser to display. So in this case, I will use the image that I have saved already. So the name of the image is logo 1.png, logo 1.png. So let's save it and view. Wow, can you see something now? Can you see the image now? So I've loaded the image, but you can see that it's big. So let's now resize the image. Okay, so to resize the image, immediately after this one, you introduce another attribute for the image, or let's say value. This is attribute, this is the value. The src is the attribute, the logo is the value. So you introduce another thing. So but first, let me introduce this alt, which means alternative. In some cases, when your image will not be able to load, some cases something may be wrong with your image and it may not want to load in some cases. So this alternative, it is the text that will display on the place that your image is supposed to be shown, so that it will not just appear blank. They will know that there is something that is supposed to be here. So let's say our logo here. You see our logo here. Let's load it. You will not be able to see it because the image is working perfectly. Okay, so let me now introduce some error in the image now. Let me clean this N. You see, the image is not spelled correctly now. It can hinder anything. So can you see that something is wrong with the image and the image is not displaying? So the alternative text is now telling us that there is something here. Okay, now to resize our image, again inside this image tag, we will introduce the width of the image. Here we can use, let me say 50 pixel. Okay, let me introduce or let's leave the height. Let's see what is going to happen. 50 pixel. Can you see how small it is? Eh? Can you see how small it is? It has become so small. That means it uses 50 pixel of 50 50 pixel size of the screen of this phone that I'm using. You can see how small it is. So in some cases, instead of using pixel, we use percentage. So percentage is more accurate when you are introducing picture or anything image, so that it will 50% means it will display on 50% of the size of the screen that you are using to view the image. No matter, even if you are using a laptop or you are using a desktop or any other thing, it will display on 50% of that screen. But if this 50 pixel, you can see 50 pixel on this small phone. Now what about when you are now using a laptop and you still use 50 pixel? You can see that you will not even be able to see the image at all. So you use 50 pixel. Okay, 50%. You can see now it has used 50% of my screen. You can see it's divided my screen into two. Now it's displaying on half part and the remaining is half part. You can decide to use any other. Let me use 70%. Can you see 70%? So and so on and so forth. Let's use 100% and see. This will display full the screen. Can you see now? This is 100% of my page. All right. In case you may have an image that is portrait. Okay. In some cases you may have an image that is portrait, so you have to introduce the height too, so that the height will not be too long. So you introduce the height, 50% of my screen. So know that we are already doing some styling. You can see that it's trying to manipulate the image, but the image itself is getting distorted. This is not the true nature of the image, because the 50% that I even used is bigger than the image. So it's better I leave the image as it was before. So in case you have image that has a very long height, so you have to reduce the height to the size that you want. Okay, all right, that is that about image. We're already doing little styling now. You can see we're already doing little styling. All right, see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.